No, 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 sir. It's Atul's which is clear. We're not able to hear Atul at all.
So your voice is clear. Atul's voice is not clear. So now there's a problem in your voice.
No. I think Atul's internet is too weak.
Sir, we're not able to understand what you're saying now. There's a problem in your voice. Earlier your voice was fine.
I think go back to your audio settings. The ones you had initially.
Yeah, it's fine now. It's fine now, sir.
Hello. No, I was saying 3 people have to present today, no? That is Umesh and Vivek and somebody, no?
No, sir. Umesh, Sudarshan and Atul.
Sudarshan. Sudarshan's there.
Good morning.
And Atul.
Atul, your voice
Yes,
is
sir.
still very low.
I don't hear at all. You need to increase the volume of your mic, Atul. That's the trick. And in the Zoom audio settings, you have to stop Zoom from controlling your voice, sound. The audio, keep Zoom out of it and then try and fiddle with the settings of your mic.
Hello.
Sudarshan, what's the sequence? While we're waiting for Atul to fix it. Sudarshan, can you tell us what's the sequence? Who's
Yes,
doing
sir.
what?
First, Atul will do on a list, then I will do on apply, and Umesh will do on function.
So if Umesh is here, Umesh can start. Functions are not really dependent on lists. But Umesh, I don't see. He is waiting.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Okay. Finally. Am I audible now, sir?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir. Today, as Sudarshan said, we are going to present on. So I'll start with list, and Sudarshan will take over with apply, and then Umesh will follow. Let me share my screen. So, list is basically a vector in R which contains different other objects of R, like vector, data frame, data table, matrix, strings, any other object of R of different values. They need not be of same value, can be added in list. List stores them. List can also store other list also. So, 1 second. So to create list, the function is list and bracket. So for example, here I create a list with where I define one component as norm, matlab vector, as second component as math, third component as log, and fourth component as df. And if I run this command, I find there's a list here is a list created where the first component is and these all components are of different class. For example, vec is a vector, mat is a matrix, log is a logical function, logical object.
Vector. Is also a vector.
What's that?
Log is also a vector.
Yes, sir. Vector containing logic. Yes, sir. And df is a data frame. The one thing about list is that it's a three-dimensional object, unlike matrix or data frame, which are two-dimensional. Which means that here the first element contains the object component number, while the second and third position define row and column number. There are other ways also to like one can create many other lists like this, and they need not be of any particular class or anything. They can be of any way. For example, here I create a Shinning list. Which is basically like a data, what can I say, a dictionary or an encyclopedia of a movie, one particular movie. Similarly, I create another movie where there are, so these are like basic ways of creating a list. However, if you see the second last list here, the name, like in the first list, Shinning list, we could see that there was name given like movie name, actors, review. But in the second list, departed, we have not assigned name to the component. So there's no name. But later, if we want like now, if I want to assign names to move departed list, I can use this command names bracket departed list and assign the sequence of names. So if I run this command, names have been assigned to the list. Now you can see that there are names for every component, movie name, actor, reviews. So in this way, so there are two basic ways of naming components. Like one, when you are creating the list itself, we can assign the names. Like here we did departed. In Shinning, we assigned movie's name is equals to, then assigned with the object name. Similarly, in that way we can assign, or in this way we can assign names. And in list also we can see particular components of list. For example, there are different ways of writing the command to see the components of list. For example, if I write Shinning list 2, then it shows me the second component of the list, which is actors, which is similar to this command. This also shows me Shinning list 2. Here we have used two double brackets instead of single bracket, because this double brackets signifies the component number. It can be visible. The difference between the two components is visible when we use these commands. For example, if we want to see the name of the first actor in the movie Shinning list, so I run this command. It shows me only the first name of the first actor. Here it's defined that I have to see the name, the element of the second object with first position, in the first position, which is in first position. This object can also be written in other ways. For example, since we have assigned the name of the component, we can see by using the name also. For example, Shinning list actors, when I write it shows me. And there's another way of writing it in this way, using dollar command. And this function is not only limited to like vector, we can also use it in data frame or matrix. We just have to assign the position of the particular component that we want to see. For example, if I want to see one component, one particular comment in the review section, so I run this command and it shows me that the second comment was, I can see the second comment. And if I want to see the list of all the comments made for that movie, I can run this command wherein I assign Shinning list and review, the name of the object, and then I mention the name of the column which I want to see. Then it shows me
because all. This particular object inside Shinning list is a data frame.
Yes, sir. This is a data frame. So I mean, I tell it to show the name with that particular column name. So it shows me that. Apart from this, in list we can also add or remove further. I mean, components. For example, if we see Shining list, so there are only 3 components as of now: movie name, review, actor, and reviews. But if say I want to add another component showing the mean ratings, so I run this command. Then a fourth comment. I mean, so basically I create a function, and then I add it to the list. Now a fourth component has been added, which can be seen. Now there's a fourth component with the average movie rating. And if I want to now I don't want that particular column and I want to remove. So in order to remove, we use assign the value null to that component. If I do that, Control C, Control J, null, and now if I see, there's no value here. It can be done in other cases also. For example, Shining, if I write Shining list third, and if I assign that I don't want third row of that particular column, so I do this, and if I write this, then okay, this did not work. Okay, let me check. Yes. So now if I do the command, now there's it has removed third column. Sorry, it has removed third column. So yeah, for another thing that we can also change the value. Like first, if we see the name of the movie is The Shining, but I want Shining. I wanted to change it to The Shining 2. So if I run this command, it changes the name to Shining 2 now. I can update any, in this way I can update any component of the list. And apart from this, as I said, list can also contain other lists. So I can create another list containing the first 2 lists of Shining and Departed, and it shows me the list of both. Creates a new list which contains both the movies. However, if you see here, there's also this first and second, they are empty. The second and first list has no name. So we can also assign this name also.
Yeah, this is a list of lists.
Yes, sir.
Why were the values missing? I mean,
because I did not assign any value. Now if I assign this value, like now when I run this command, I have assigned values, like I have assigned names to those particular components, movie 1 and movie 2. Now if I run this, now you see there are name has been mentioned, that there's movie 1 and movie 1 movie name, movie 2 actors, movie 2 reviews, movie 2 average rating. I could have done it here also. Like if I had mentioned here, movie 1 is equals to Shining list and movie 2 is equals to Departed list, that would have also worked in that case. And so the list basically contains other objects of the other objects in R. There is not many operation that one can do on list, that's why, because it can contain anything, data frame, string, vector, logics. So it cannot have we cannot operate on them. So if we want to do some operations like addition, subtractions, we have to change it to we have to remove the list. So for that we do it, the command is unlist. So by running this command, I change the list to a vector, and I so now you see there's another, I have created another object vec1, and I basically in that I stored the unlisted the list shining list. So for example, if I see the class of vector, it will come out as character. Now, why is it character? Because there are some string values in this object. So that's why all the numbers are also being converted as characters. If there were only one, say, list which contained only numbers and nothing else, no string, only numbers, whether in matrix or data frame or vector, then that would have been changed into the character and an object whose class would have been integer, not character. And we can also get some information about the list, like what it contains and everything. If I run this command, that structure command, str and list name, it shows me all about this, what is the structure of my list. For example, it shows that my first component is a character. There it starts with that there are the movie list has two lists, that it is a list of two objects. The first one is movie, which is itself a list of three objects, and which the first one is movie name, which is a character containing information shining 2. Second is actor, which is also a character containing 5 elements. Thirdly, reviews date, which is a data frame containing 3 observations and 2 variables, and so on. In this way, it defines all the objects, all the elements of the list. And the command summary and list name gives me the basic summary of the list. For example, it shows me that the movie list is a list which contains 2 components, movie 1 and movie 2. The length of movie 1 is 3 and length of movie 2 is 4. The length here means that length basically shows the number of components in in a list. So for example, the length of movie list is 2 because it contains only 2 components, shining, which are 2 lists, shining and departed, and so that is the length. And the rest in summary shows like the mode is showing as list. If there were other objects like character vectors or string vectors, then the class would also been shown. But since it's a list, so there's no class for list. And sir, this is all for list, sir.
Yep.
Atul, I had a few questions.
Yes, Anuj.
Okay, so let's start with this only. That when you say okay, so what is the length of movie 1?
Length of movie 1, 3.
No, 3 is okay, but do you mean that it's the number of columns?
No, it's not the number of components. For example, movie 1 is shining list. So if I do this,
no, what do you mean by components here?
Let me show you 1 second. So for example, see, length of shining list is 3. If I do shining list, then there you see, Moish, there are 3
actors and reviews.
There are components. First is movie name, second is actors, and third is reviews. And if I do departed, so it has 4 components. For example, see, there's a movie name, actor, reviews, as well as average rating. So if I assign, so see, now the length of departed is 4. It shows the number of components in the list. For example, this whole reviews, which is a data frame, is 1 component. And there's another component named actors, which contains vector of strings. And there's third, which is movie name, which contains only 1 string value. So this length basically shows components, which are components of the components like elements of the list.
Counts of the components.
Yeah, sorry, counts. It shows the counts of the components. Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. Towards the introduction of this, there was a point when you said that, look, the lists have 3 dimensions.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
See, what I mean by, for example, this is a good example in itself. What I mean by the 3 examples, for example, if you say For example, I have one object named shining.rev, which is a data frame. So if I want to see what is in its third column and second column and third row, so if I assign this, it will show me. But if I write that, this is a data frame which contains two dimensions. There's one row and there's one column. Yeah, but in list there are three components. For example, there's the first component signifies the position of the component. For example, here if you see in departed list, the third component is 3, and if I want to see, for example, this particular value 5, and I want to know what its position, then its position will be 3, 2 and 1, which where 2 is the row number and 1 is the column number. This is very evident in case of data table, matrix and data frames. However, if you go to vectors like if you see it in a vector, then you won't find that there are three.
Just write it for that 5. It will become clear. Just do the command.
Yeah. Let me show you this. For example, I do this, and if I assign, for example, if I say that I want third object, and third is my movie review, which is a data frame. So if I assign that I want to see second row and third column, it shows me that there's nothing. Okay, I have removed. Yeah, I have removed that now. So let me do it on departed. So why is this?
Yeah, it doesn't have 3 columns. It has only 2 columns. Just do 2.
Yeah.
Spelling of departed is wrong.
Depart. Thanks. Okay. So yeah, see, if I do this, then it basically shows me the object at position. The position is defined here, which is third component, and in third component I want second row and first column, so it's showing me fifth. Now if I do this same command in, say, first column, yes, let's take second object, and if I do there 2, 2, it won't give me any object because yeah, it's here. Oh yes, okay.
Up arrow.
Sir, will it work in R?
May not. Control up arrow will work.
Control.
Or just go up and correct it and press enter.
Yeah. So if I do hit in this, then there's no, because as it's showing incorrect number, because in the second column it's a vector. So vector does not has 2 dimensions. It has no dimensions per se. It has only positions. So if I do this and I remove this, so now it's taking it as in the second object, second position. Now it's giving me the output Matt Damon. So the third, why I'm saying it is a third dimension, because the first dimension of it is the component of position, which is first, second, third, fourth, and the second and third are obvious in case of matrices or any object which has 2 dimensions. Then the second becomes for example, if it is like in this, then X is your component position, Y becomes your row number, and Z becomes your column number. However, in case of matrix X, there's only X and Y, where X is your object component number and Y is your position. Is it clear now, Anuj?
Yes. Okay. Well, if that, well, if that is the case, then when just a couple of commands back, you just ran this, right? Departed list 2 and 2.
Yeah.
Right. So does that mean that there are? Does that mean that there are only 2 dimensions to this? No, just down. Isse niche.
No, this is the last.
जहाँ पर Matt Damon आया.
Here, yeah.
So here I can see 2 dimensions, right?
Yeah.
So should I then infer from this that at the most list can have 3 dimensions, but even 2 dimensions would be okay?
Yeah, if there are only vectors in the list, then yes, there will be two dimensions per se, x and y. And in fact, yeah, you can say that there will be only two dimensions in that case. List basically is a storage of other objects. It has, it has no. I don't think it has much of an in properties in itself inherent. The best thing about list is that it stores any object in itself without changing its class or type. So whatever be the object, it changes its property, I guess, according to that.
Okay. And okay, so final question from my end at least.
Yeah.
So there was this point where you were talking about two brackets vis-a-vis one brackets.
Yeah.
Could you just sort of revisit that once again with us?
Yeah, sure. So it was this thing you're talking about, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Here, if I write shining list 2, then it shows me, since I have not mentioned nothing apart from 2, so it assumes that we are talking about the component list. So it shows me that the second component of the shining list. Yeah. But if I do this, and this is the same command. For example, in list, the way of writing a command, position name is like this. You first assign, this assigns the component position, this part, and this part assigns the position of the particular element in that component. So the correct way of writing should be this. If we are only wanting to see a particular component, like if I want to see the second component, this is the correct way of writing. But this also works because R understands that I'm just seeing. I just want to see.
There is a difference between the two. You show the output of those two. It's not the same.
Yeah. One thing here, if you do this, it will also show me the name of that. Since I have assigned it,
it's showing you the second component.
It's showing me the second component.
It's showing you inside of the second component.
Yes, sir. Sorry. Yeah, that is the difference. Yeah, it shows me the in this command it shows me the elements of the second component, and this command shows me the second component itself. And when I do this, then it goes it talks about this. It considers second elements of the second component, and then it shows me the first position, the element at the first position. Is it okay, Umesh? Sorry, Anuj.
Slightly blurred kind of thing.
With the second, with a single square bracket, it's showing you a particular component of the list.
Yeah, see here there's the name actors, while in this case there's no name actors.
Atul, can you try and show what happens if you are using a single bracket and trying to pick up an element from inside?
Yeah, I can do this. That should be written like this. For example, I want to see third column, second row, and
no. Okay. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, you can do that. That also you should show.
If I do this, then it will not show me because this is not like this is not XYZ wala thing, sir.
And you can also show the other thing, that is with a single bracket 3 and then separately 2 1.
Yeah.
This also should not work.
No, this will also not work.
Yeah.
This is the way of assigning the object position is this. This is basically showing me the whole second object. This will not work. Like I cannot see elements in this particular. Like if I want to see the particular third element, I cannot work with this because this command will simply show me the second component of the list. And if I have assigned a name to, it is obvious if you see this. Since I have assigned name, so it is also showing me with the name, like the name of the component. But if I run this command, then it's only showing me the elements of that component. So that's why the name disappears. The name of the component. Yeah.
This is a vector.
Yes, sir. This is a vector.
In fact, if you do class over this, it will show this to be a vector. Run class. wrap the whole thing into class.
Yeah, I can do
Yeah. Or just type class. Yeah. And then parentheses.
yeah, see the class.
And do that with a single bracket,
Okay.
with a single square bracket.
List.
That's the list. That's the difference.
That's the difference. It's showing me the objects. This the upper one shows me the elements, and this one shows me the list component.
That's a basically list with a single component.
Yeah.
Because I've just picked up 2. Just can you do in that instead of 2 in the previous one?
Yes, sir.
No, without class. Without class.
Without. Okay.
Without class. And instead of 2, write C12. Yeah. So now you're seeing you're picking up 2 components of the vector,
yes,
of the
sir.
list.
Moving name and actors.
Anuj, is this clearer?
So this is picking up the first 2 components of sorry, the
list. So it's a subset of the list. It's a subset of the list, but it's still a list.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
Once you're in the square bracket, you're talking about a particular component and you're treating that component as an object.
Yes.
Now, if that, in this case, the first component is a vector. So when you use 2 square bracket, the object is a vector, is a character vector. Okay.
Yeah. This is.
Any other questions? Anybody else? Good.
Okay, sir. In that case, I'll hand over to Sudarshan now.
Yeah.
Sudarshan, you can start presenting.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
I will present apply family. This is basically alternative of loops. So I will cover apply, I'll apply, as apply, T apply, and M apply. So apply function is basically it takes the data frame matrix as an input and gives output in form of vector, list, or array. And the syntax of apply function is x, comma margin, comma fun, data. Basically, x means it is a data set which is in form of matrix or array, and margin. Margin basically says what you want to apply apply the function. So if margin is 1, it will say that you will work on the rows. If margin is 2, it will say that you are working on column. And if you take both C, comma 1, 2, it will say you are working on both rows and columns. And fun is a basically function you want to apply, and dot 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 is the additional argument on the fun. So I have created a data frame. I did a read RDS command and accepted adjust data, and then through adjust data I made a new data frame with a with the monthly expenditure and weight, and I did key by through the releaser. So then I start applying using apply function first. Wait.
अरे लाइन 28 को तो चलाओ.
28. Yeah, this is basically I take H on the place of X, and then I am working on column which is shows by I mentioned 2. It shows that I took the value of margin 2. It means I am working on column, and I did use the sum function. So it did it calculated the sum of all the columns. Like releaser is basically in a code form, a monthly expenditure sum and weight sum. It is called column sum. And
can you repeat it once again? The apply function, the syntax.
Yeah, apply function has 3 components basically. First is X. X is the data set, and data set in the form of array or matrix. And then second is margin. Margin basically tells you where you want to apply the function. And margin takes basically 2 values. First, if you assign margin 1, it means that you are working on whole rows. And if you take the value 2, it says that you are working on column. Like here, I took 2 on the value of margin 2. It means that I am working whole column. So yeah, and then f is a function, basically which type of function you want to apply. So I applied sum function. So it calculated the sum of all the rows. It is called row sum.
For each column, it computed the sum of all rows.
Yes. And then this is row sum. I took yes. I took margin value 1. It means I am working on rows, basically whole rows, and use the sum function. So it calculated the sum of all rows. And then there is.
Darshan, could you repeat the last?
First is I did the column sum because I use 2 as a margin value. Basically, 2 is saying that I am working on the column. And then in second,
why don't you first show what is there in H? What is your H? What are the columns in H?
H.
क्या करना चाह रहे? अरे H में है क्या?
H में भी H
दिखाओ ना.
Yes.
Show the H. अब बताओ क्या करना चाह रहे हो?
Basically, in 30th position, I did a column sum. Basically,
the sum of each column.
Yes. And
31 में क्या किया?
And 31 row sum of each row. And in this, I did both column sum and row sum simultaneously. And then suppose like I wanted to only do some column or some rules, so I can assign in data as a data frame like which column or which row I want to do some or some works. So like here I assign I want to only work on 2 to 3 column. So I assign 2 to 3 and sum on the column. Then it will do only sum on the second column and third column. And same thing can be done through this. Like suppose I want to take only second column and third column, just write -1. It will remove first column and will work on second and third column. Both are the same thing, but the syntax is only different. And in this, suppose I want to work on only 1 to 5 rows. So I assign 1 to 5 rows and all column. So it will only sum 1 to 5 rows and all the columns, like religion 1 to 5 and monthly expenditure monthly expenditure and weight. And suppose I want to know the how many data points in Edge. So I will use length function. So it will say all the data points in both the in every column. This can like we also did like dim. Both are the same thing. The dim is also saying this there is this amount of rows and this amount of column in Edge. And then in apply there is 2 types of function assigning, which is basically inside the argument and outside the argument. In this I am working inside the argument. So I use hello.
What inside the argument, outside the argument?
Like inside the argument, like we only define the function.
Forget the functions. Umesh is going to do functions, no?
Okay. Suppose sometimes what happens in data set, we
apply. What are you trying to show here? It's the same thing, repeating yourself. Sum kiya tha, mean kar rahe ho.
Yes, sir.
What's the point?
No, sorry, वो extra लिखा गया है.
There are 20 other functions you can show. What's the point here? You just jump all this. Nothing you are teaching it. आगे बढ़ो. What is lapply?
Lapply basically takes input as in an input list, data frame or vector. It will returns list as an output. Basically, L means list. So syntax of lapply is X function and dot dot dot. So when you use lapply basically don't have margin. So it only have X of function. And if we apply use lapply, so it will do the mean in a list form. Suppose if you do not want to list, so we can type a list before the lapply, and if we do, they will simply return this in a vector. And the as apply takes a list vector or data frame as an input and gives output in a vector form. So it is basically simplified version of lapply. Basically, lapply gives the list, it gives in a vector form. And the syntax is same, like this. It gives in a vector form, whereas lapply giving the same result in a list form.
Could you repeat, Sudarshan?
I'm saying when you apply lapply, it will give the result in list form, and when you apply apply, it will give result in a vector form.
The two steps of lapply and unlist are done in one shot.
Yes. So result will be in both cases same, but the structure will be different. In lapply, it will give list as an output, and apply give a vector as an output.
Okay.
Then there is tapply. Tapply basically it creates subset of a vector and then apply some function to each element. Each of the subset.
What?
Each of the subset. Basically, it applies a function to a numeric data distribution across various categories. Like the syntax of tapply is basically X index fun. Basically, in the syntax are same. It is only additional things index, which is basically in the form of factor or categories. So like this one, then I made a data frame. So I took weight through of the social group, and if you apply if you use tapply, so it will give the mean of all the social group presented as. So basically, social group is a factor which is we did indexing in terms of social group, and we calculated mean of weights of all the social group. So here the H weight is X and H social group is the index and a mean is a function. So basically tapply will tapply will tapply will give like sorry sir.
No.
अभी बता रहे हो सुदर्शन, बताओ आगे बताओ जैसा भी बता रहे हो।
मेरे हाथ बीट पड़ गई।
हाँ क्या हुआ? ठीक ही तो बता रहे थे।
वो सर एनेक्टेड हार्ट बीट बढ़ जाती है।
हार्ट बीट बढ़ गया? अरे अमाओ क्या हुआ? एकदम अच्छे से तो बता रहे हो, क्या हुआ? थोड़ा पानी वानी पी लो, रुक जाओ। You're okay?
Yes, sir.
रुक जाओ थोड़ी देर। ऐसा करो, उमेश है क्या? उमेश? उमेश नहीं है शायद।
Sir, I think he was awake in the night.
Nobody woke him up.
Probably slept over.
दर्शन तुम ठीक हो?
Yes, sir. I want to some.
Relax, don't worry. तुम तो अच्छे से बता रहे हो. अच्छा तुम कहाँ पर थे? मैं आगे I'll continue. Don't worry.
Yes, sir. Basically, I am defining T.
You see, T-apply is basically doing what we used to do, obviously using by in our data table syntax, essentially. Okay, now, if in line 123, you had done mean of weights, instead of this, what he's done is just taken a subset of the data itself, but you could have done mean of weights. It would have shown you mean of weights by social group. The same thing can be done using T-apply, where it's giving you mean of weights using social group. Okay. Now, the point that I think आगे बढ़ो, Sudarshan, इसके नीचे क्या? You see now, okay, before that, you can see how T-apply, or in fact, for that matter, the data table syntax is doing repetitive tasks for different segments of data. Okay. Now, this is what you would normally in other contexts, not so much in R, do it using a for loop or something, using some kind of a loop. Okay. Now here, instead of using a loop, in one shot, you are doing the calculation for all the social groups. Okay. The point that Sudarshan had started with is that this is a replacement of loops, needs to be understood here. In R, this way of doing repetitive tasks, either using something like T-apply or using the by syntax in data table, is much faster than using the loops. If you think about it, the tasks that you do with loops can actually be done like this. Okay. Once we have Umesh showing us how functions work, essentially, Sudarshan in fact has it in some of the commands. Upar jao, Sudarshan. Upar jao. Okay. Now, for example, look, hold on. Look at line number 69 or line number 51. Okay. Instead of giving mean, he has defined the function here. Okay. Now that function has some arguments, and those arguments then are used in the definition of the function. Look at line 49. The function has one argument x, and the function does a square of x. Okay. That function is defined and is used in place. You could also create an independent function, give it a name. Okay. Call it Sudarshan square. And then it would actually, you could do apply something, and then instead of mean or sum, you could write Sudarshan square. And then it will do a square. Okay. अब नीचे चलो. apply बताओगे Sudarshan?
सर कोशिश करता, मेरी बॉडी सिवरिंग कर रही है. मेरी बॉडी सिवरिंग कर रही है.
ओहो, क्या हो भाई? अच्छा रहने दो. Don't do it now. Do it next time. It's okay. Relax.
Sir? Sir, can we have in T-apply, can we have two index values?
I guess so. Yeah. A list of factors. So you can have a list of factors. Look at that. Look at line 107, 108. Index can be a factor or a list of factors. Each of same length as x, and then you split them up by factors. And you can have multiple, so you can have a C and specify multiple variables, and it will be split by multiple variables.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Now the thing is that here, in practice, in all of them, the output is either a list or a named vector. Okay. which is okay, but then it somehow has to be coerced into a data frame or something. And you'll have to see how you want to use it. And I personally, in my own, the way I write code, I in most cases would use just a data table